Sara, you actually brought Bitcoin to our program and told us all about it. What happened? What's the plunge about?
Quite the frenzy. Well, the selling is about the fact that so many people are jumping into this virtual currency. It's created so much attention that Mt. Gox, one of the biggest Bitcoin exchanges, actually reported that it was having trouble technologically keeping up with all the order flow. And it's a problem because this is really all about technology. That's what's driving this. It's virtual. There's no government. There's no central bank. There's no regulation. And this is why Michael McKee, the economics editor here, is going to argue with me about its legitimacy. But whether it's legitimate or not, it's creating a lot of interest. And there is a debate to be had over whether ultimately it's a good store of value and you can buy stuff with it. Increasingly, yes.
But you think it's dumb?
It is dumb. We've got the wrong reporter out here because Sara covers currencies. We should have Alex Steele. This is a commodity. It's no different than the tulip mania of the 1600s because Bitcoin has so many flaws. I mean, there's an argument to be made for an international electronic medium of exchange. Bitcoin is not it. First of all, it has some tremendous design flaws, including the fact that they're only going to allow 21 million eventually in business, which means that there's going to be an extreme shortage of liquidity.
So they've got just a set supply then.
Well, it's determined by
now there's about 11 million. They say that it's capped at 21. So there's not going to be any liquidity when everybody tries to get out. You can't get out. Second, and this is the biggest problem, it's extraordinary deflationary because you can't expand that money supply. If Sara signed a contract to rent an apartment for 100 Bitcoins a month and it goes to 260 a month, she's in big trouble. And there's nothing you can do about that. And you end up in a classic liquidity trap at the end when you get into this situation where prices keep going up, so everybody hoards their Bitcoins, they don't spend them, and that drives the prices up even higher.
Well, maybe that's why those millionaires, those Bitcoin millionaires are now selling out.
And that has to do with this idea of mining, where you mine Bitcoin. You can actually do that on your own computer, which helps. It's the way that computers are solving these difficult cryptographic
that's part of the problem as well, though, because you can't do it on your own computer anymore. It's gotten so complex. Now you need a whole group of computers together, supercomputers, to do this mining, which means it's an unfair advantage to some who gain from this the Bitcoin mining and gain more Bitcoins. Everyone else just has to go and try to buy one. And if you ever try to take it into the public sphere, it isn't going to work. Governments aren't going to allow it. If you have to pay your taxes in Bitcoins,
no matter what he says about, and it's a valid argument, and for sure the debate is out there right now, but you can't ignore the fact that it is out there, it is getting attraction and interest. The FBI has a report that it did about a year ago looking into Bitcoin and some of the illegal behavior that it perpetuates. The European Central Bank has written reports before about virtual currencies as credibility threats to actual currencies like the euro, like the dollar. Perhaps they're anarchists, perhaps they're
Facebook has a virtual currency that's just as big as Bitcoin, but we're not talking about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is interesting.